like we'll only miss the 1 week at this point?
Yeah, it looks only the 1 week. So it's an injury that he's had before, and he's obviously come back within a week. So we're really hopeful. It's just a really minor strain. He played out the game. It happened in the second quarter. He played out the game. So it's something that should recover really quickly and back after a week.
I was just going to say, will you go like for like to replace him against the Suns, or are you not sure yet?
Yeah, we've got some options. So, we've obviously got Dean Kent, Aaron Vandenberg, Jaden Hunt's coming back. So, and whether we decide to go with Atul and Sam Wiedemann is another option for us. So they're things that we're discussing, and once we get through training today, we'll have a bit clearer picture on that.
Got a couple of injuries at the moment. Just how far off are Viney and Hibberd?
Yeah, obviously Vines, he hasn't had a setback, but he's tried to load again and a little bit sore, so we're just going to push that back a little bit further before we start reloading him. But we're still really hopeful that he'll come back and have an impact for us this year. So, and Michael Hibberd's still 2 weeks away, so quite cautious on that one with his quad, making sure that's 100% ready to go. So he's back running, doing all the work, but still a couple of weeks away.
You're hopeful with Viney that it could be home and away, or is it looking more like potentially with that bye week, if you do make the finals, that's more likely?
Yeah, look, we'll wait and see. There's a few steps to get through. First things to actually get him reloaded. So whatever that looks like, we're still really hopeful that he'll still contribute for us at some stage this season, whether that's home and away or later on, who knows. We've got a bit of work to do yet.
When do you expect him to start running?
We expect him to start running next week, so another week of deload, and then we'll start to build him up again slowly.
How has he coped with it all? Obviously, it's been a pretty disrupted year for him, being co-captain of the side. You really want to get out there?
Yeah, obviously, it's very mentally frustrating for a guy. He's such a determined, competitive person that he wants the very best for the team, and obviously be a part of contributing to that. We saw in the 6 or 7 weeks that he was playing for us the impact that he can have. So he's frustrated, but he's still really optimistic about what he can contribute as the year goes on.
Is Mitch Hannon one of those potentials to come in?
Yeah, look, he is. He's missed a couple of weeks, Mitch, with a knee, so he'll get through training today, and we'll assess that once we get through training. But he'll probably need a run in the VFL to get him back up to that physical capabilities of AFL footy again.
Jaden Hunt, pretty exciting for him to be back.
Yeah, it's great to get Jaden back. We know what he can bring to our team, so to get him back playing is really important. He's probably been ready to go for the last 3 weeks. Unfortunately, our VFL team had a bye last week, but he's an important player for us. We know that, so it's getting him back into some really good form.
Speaking of the VFL, do you keep one eye on that game, trialling the new rules this weekend?
Oh, look, of course we're going to have a look at it. There's no doubt about that. It's obviously they're trialling a few things. We'll have a look at it at the appropriate time. Whether that's in the coming weeks, we'll just have a look then.
Percentage obviously is gold with the way that the ladder's panning out this week. I think you guys are top scoring in the competition. Gold Coast are the lowest. Do you sense a little bit of an opportunity if you can get the win, but not only and also add a bit of percentage, given you've got a few tough weeks ahead? Handy.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, well, it's just something we don't talk about as a club. Our real focus as a club is to continue to build and play the type of footy that we want to play and actually improve as a team. Now, who we play against and how we play is irrelevant in terms of the result. We actually just want to continue to build and be the best team we can possibly be. And we don't even talk about percentage and those things. It's just a silly conversation to have.
So how did you review the last quarter? Did you see real improvement from how you handled it the week before?
We saw significant growth, yeah. It certainly wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but there were things that we did in the quarter, obviously having a 30-point lead. Became quite slippery, so there were some things that we did in the game that we were really happy with, and more the way the players went about it, the ability to stay in the moment, continue to play the game, and I felt really confident in that last quarter they were going to get the job done.
We've obviously had the round 23 fixture released this week, and the suggestion being that you guys may have to again wait until the last minute to find out whether you've made it. Do you draw on the experience of last year of just really just controlling what you can control, letting everything else happen as it happens? Do you think that'll help you again this year?
Oh, without doubt, going through that experience before, I think everyone's not naive. You can see the ladder, you can see how tight it is, you can see how many games to go. Everyone's predicting things, so we understand the situation we're in, but we just focus on what we can control, and that's just playing the best footy we can play. Going through that situation last year, very similar situation. We understand what comes with that. And I think the players are better prepared to go through it again.
Hard to get a bit of a read on the Suns. I mean, they have played some good footy, had a couple of close losses, then they had that blinder against Sydney. Have you sort of identified one or a couple of main strengths of theirs that you're really focusing on ahead of the game this week?
Yeah, without doubt, they're a contested ball tackle team. That's how they've been trained up. And they do tap the ball forward quickly. So they played a really strong game against the Swans 2 weeks ago. And that's the sort of preparation of the game that we've identified the most to have a look at. So that gives us a great picture of what they look like at their best. So that's the game that we're preparing for.
What do you make of Jesse Hagan's form in recent times?
Yeah, look, I think he's obviously last week he was quite crook heading into the game, but his form up until that stage was really on the improve. He's had a really outstanding season to this point. So he's going to continue to grow. His partnership with Tom McDonald is something that's evolving as the year goes on, and it's something that's becoming quite unique and quite special with our team. So those two played an incredibly important role. I thought on the weekend just gone, his ability to compete 2v1 and bring the ball to ground was a great asset for our team on the night.
Who's having the better season, Clayton Oliver or Max Gawn?
I think if you ask Max, he'll be saying that he contributes to Clayton's season, and Clayton's making Max look good. So they've had outstanding seasons, both of them. So we're very fortunate as a footy club to have those two special players.
Just on Max, he was voted the coach's MVP in the coaches survey. Can you take us through what's been a pretty remarkable rise from a bloke who's done a couple of knees to now best player in the game according to the coaches?
Oh, look, the way he's transformed himself in the last 3 to 4 years has been incredible. From he was down the VFL when I first came to the club to what he's been able to change in his preparation, his training, his desire to be the best player he can possibly be. I've never seen someone put so much devotion into his game.
Beauty.
Cool. Thanks, guys.